skitter, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt. Oh, living lively. Everybody tryna ride my wave, they can ride me. Pull up in a foreign to the curb, looking icy. I ain't never stressed about a fit, I'm on hype. I want more friends, there's a problem. I be living like a king since I hopped in. Yeah, my foot is in the bins, yeah, I'm riding with a gang. Yeah, I hit a hot lick, I'm the top shit. Bought a two-seater, it's a Beamer, more than 100 racks. VV's Aquafina, I be iced, I don't ever cap. First name deal, I got my bag, yeah, we automatic. Ice cream reefer, hold it up, yeah, we feeling gas. Driving with a Tavo, going 100, running flow it up. Riding with my shawty, yeah, I knew I had to flow it up. Looking like a bottle, shawty bad, yeah, she know what's up. Looking at the stars, I don't fuck it up. Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt. Oh, living lively. Everybody tryna ride my wave, they can ride me. Pull up in a foreign to the curb, looking icy. I ain't never stressed about a fit, I'm on hype beats.
Ayo, Parrish, this shit high, boy. I've been in my bag, boy, she get it up. If bitch keep talking to me, she said she can't get enough. I pulled up in a candy paint, a drop top, can't top that. A brand new coupe, little boy, you know you can't top it. I've been in that bag, boy, she get it up. If bitch keep talking to me, she said she can't get enough. I pulled up in a candy paint, a drop top, can't top that. A brand new coupe, little boy, you know you can't talk back. Broke it harder, that's what got me grinding now. Super Cardi, right outside the party. Don't need no one around me. I'd rather be lonely than be near you. I stay on my grind, I'm still keeping it low key. You knew me in high school, don't say that you know me. I'd rather be alone than be around all you fake fucks. They want me on the dot, they got me counting big bucks. Dreams to ride around in Hollywood. Smoke palm trees and get faded, puffing on the wood. Take 2 pills, I can't feel my face, I'm okay. Ginger hot text, like that shit all day. Been this way since 13, but oh well. A real punk boy, sniff cocaine in hotels. A high school dropout, making it out. You better not talk or I'm taking you out. I'm in my bag, boy, she get it up. If bitch keep talking to me, she said she can't get enough. I pulled up in a candy paint, a drop top, can't top that. A brand new coupe, little boy, you know you can't top. I'm in that bag, boy, she get it up. If bitch keep talking to me, she said she can't get enough. I pulled up in a candy paint, a drop top, can't top that. A brand new coupe, little boy, you know you can't talk back.
Yo, yo, yo. What is good, everybody? Hope y'all are all having an amazing start to your Friday so far. How's everybody doing? Gonna go ahead and dive into things here. Oof. All right. Okay. So, just make sure everything is good here. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. We don't really have any news today. I don't think so. Oh, wait, my bad. We have the price index. And we have CAD GDP here in about 25 minutes. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in. So yesterday, you know, we were really trying to get dollar to come below this wick, and then more importantly, below this wick, right? Now, I didn't take this in because the broker we were using, because the DXY we were using yesterday, you guys know I used the one that has the volume on it. That one didn't run the low for New York, right? Whereas the other one did. and we actually ran it again one more time, last night. So I'm really curious for dollar right now because, if we really look at this on like a 15-minute time frame, right, we can see that we had an accumulation happen here, right? Selling dropped off, right? We had our spring market broke structure, and then going into London, we've been bullish. So, I'm kind of looking at this area right now, and, I'm wanting potential bullishness continuation on dollar to kind of end off the week is where my head's at. Originally we did sell off, yada yada. But I'm kind of just trying to paint a story for April right now. I'm thinking that most likely, and you guys can see even seasonality wise on dollar, we see some bullishness on dollar going into the beginning of April, but then inevitably it goes lower. So that's what I kind of see as well technically. It's possible. Now, we are kind of in a crossroads, right? Because we are in the middle of this range on dollar. So, I would like to see continued upside. You guys know originally for myself, I really wanted to see dollar sell off on our daily point of interest up here. So, I would like to see if going into April we can get up there, and then, inevitably we could sell off and really come lower. If that's what the objective is going to be. Obviously we got to see what NFP and what was the other news event? CPI are going to be doing, right? Because depending on those two things, we can really start to understand what the macro thought is, right? I'm still on the side of potentially seeing rates being paused, right? That's kind of where my head's at. So I want to see dollar up, okay? That's kind of where my head's at, especially because we ran this wick. We respected this candle, and, off of a 4-hour, I like how we are closing above all of these. We didn't close above this this low, but we closed above this one. So, I'm liking that. I'm liking how the current 4-hour candle doesn't have a wick on top of it. So we'll see, right? So that's the upside on dollar's potential. But then on the other hand, based off of a 4-hour range, we could potentially see some selling off here as well. So I don't know how this is going to print personally. Like, I don't know if we're just going to kind of sell off, come into this candle, and then go up, or if this is just going to inevitably sink. But based off of those thoughts, I was looking at GU shorts, gold shorts. I was honestly debating if I should have went live earlier, but we could potentially still see some retracements on this stuff. So, GU, I like how, we are above liquidity, right? So we're above, we came above this high. Now, we swept some of this liquidity up in here, but not all of it. And that's what I'm thinking, like, we took some of the liquidity, same thing as dollar, and maybe we see some short-term retracement to continue the bullish momentum, because I still want to see GU rally, right? I still personally want to see GU rally overall, but I'm thinking we can get some short-term bearishness. So, what I identified today was this buying climax here, right? We have some peak in buying volume, okay? And then we have, our ST, and then we have our UT, and, I'm thinking that we're doing the test right now. So, GU to me, off of this area, and I don't know if some of y'all might have seen this already, kind of just using the concepts and stuff. We did get a nice break as well, so I like this. I like how we broke there, came back, right, and then we got another lower low, and then the market came back right before prior to New York open there, right? So that's what I saw on GU, and then gold, literally the same thing, right? Gold, you guys remember yesterday we wanted to see gold. I personally wanted to see gold run under this wick, but I really wanted us to get into this imbalance. We kind of failed to do that, so we weren't able to get buys. But the fact that gold started to stall in this 4-hour zone, right? So we started to stall in this area here, right? And we didn't quite come and touch the wick, but we still came into that imbalance and stuff in there. So I'm really liking potential gold shorts short term to then throw this back up, right? Same thing on gold. This 4-hour candle, we don't have a wick on the bottom. I don't know if that's just this broker though. So let me just take a look at this. Okay, that broker has it. I don't really use the other ones. Like Owanda's kind of the one I use. So, I like how we're distributing in this 4-hour. If we were to really talk about 4-hour ranges and stuff here, technically we did break there. So we could justify on gold that we broke to the upside and to the downside, right? There's ranges of structure within here. So, I am still overall bullish on gold as of right now, but I feel that we could get that once again if dollar gives us that move up potentially, right? If we see that upside movement, I'm thinking that gold, could see some downside as well. So I don't know why this is lagging. Okay, there you go. So that's what I'm looking at. Gold, same thing, right? I identified it on a 30-minute time frame. But I would like to see us at least come down into the hourly. That's kind of where my head was at, to see, this hourly imbalance filled, and then maybe we could see some buys from here, and maybe we get that next week, considering we have NFP and stuff like that. But, once again, you guys already know, we already have a lot of other positions running from the week. So I'm really taking today as a very low risk day personally. Once again, you guys already know I'm not your financial advisor, but, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Ideally, if dollar maintains up, which we'll see here how this is going to print out. Like I said, we're in a crossroads. We could see the downside starting to print here as well, right? Considering that we do have this 4-hour range here, and we can justify both sides, in my opinion. We can justify that it could be in distribution as well, considering on how the buying volume is currently printing. I just feel that this is a smaller time frame buying volume decrease to overall increase higher, is what I'm kind of thinking, but we'll kind of see here, until we break some structure on dollar. I'm not going to be convinced that we're bearish yet. Even if we look at the smaller time frame, 15-minute, we got to close above here, right? So, ideally on a 15-minute, us closing below would confirm bearishness for me. And then, like, on a 5-minute, we're still maintaining bullish as well, right? So, until some of these structures are broken, I'm going to kind of stick with that. And once again, to me, GU was perfect. We came right into that 15-minute, and now we're selling off. So, maybe we could see this imbalance get filled. Very possible we could see this imbalance get filled here and see that continued movement lower. Like I said, I still do want to see GU go bullish overall, but I think we can get a retracement, right? I think we can get some sort of retracement. How low are we going to go? That's kind of the question. Like I said on dollar, it depends how high this wants to go, right? If dollar wants to seek, some of these areas of liquidity before selling off in April, that could be a possibility, right? We could see a high ran here. We could see some of these wicks that we sold off of from last Friday as well as beginning of this week get ran right? We have some equal highs there. And then, like I said, we could come back into that daily imbalance or even that daily gap and then see a downside. Whereas GU, if we were to kind of compare that with dollar, that means GU could come and potentially even run this low, right? Because that would be, the same kind of confluence area, right? And that means GU could potentially come in here and then we could accumulate and go higher, right? Maybe I'm seeking too low of a retracement. I might be pushing it, but, I kind of see it, right? We come so high in an area right now on GU. We've gotten the rally, right? We were looking for bullish XXX USD this entire week. So I'm thinking we can start off today as well as, potentially next week to sell off. And then, we can then see accumulation under some of this trend line liquidity to then continue to take this up because GU still has, equal highs across the board. And GU, in my opinion, still has room to come up, right? You guys know I like a minimum of a 50%, but you guys can see once we hit this 50% area, market structure is now broken back bullish. So I really want to overall see GU climb a bit higher. On a macro scale here, I think GU could get up into the 130s. Even if we check out seasonality as well, I believe that GU should be, seeing bullishness going into April. So let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, so, going into March, April, we do see bullishness. So we don't just blindly follow seasonality, but if we have the confirmations, then, that's that. All right, so we'll see how so far everything's playing nicely. I'm liking GU's movement. If we, maybe we could see some, like, this has been fairly efficient. If we really look at this on like a 30-minute, it's been efficient. The main reason why I liked, yesterday we were even talking about this of these wicks that don't have, or candles that don't have wicks. Here's another example of that. We came back in, and then, on the 15-minute, we came in that imbalance. So, maybe for add-ons, on this downwards move, based off of a 5-minute, you guys can see that this is the counter trend. And, well, there's actually a little higher low in there as well. And, maybe we can see a retracement possibility, right? Maybe. Or this could just let loose. When it comes to distribution schematics, what I've personally seen, you can either see a 1 test or 2 tests. Most of the time I see 1 test is when we're in a reaccumulation vibe. But that's kind of the way I'm looking at GU. Maybe if it wants to give it to us, maybe we could even see a break below this and then it retraces one more time before we go. That could be another possibility as well. But that's where my head's at, I think we can get dollar retracements going into next week. And then, like I was saying, next week we have a lot of news. We have Aussie cash rate. We have NZD cash rate. That's cool for the Kiwi and Aussie there. But we have Wednesday, we have PMI. And then Thursday, we have unemployment. This is interesting how CAD has... Oh, I guess it's because it's a bank holiday. That's interesting. Oh, because it's Good Friday. So CAD is having their unemployment change on Thursday, their NFP stuff. And then Friday is NFP. So that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe, to start off the month, right? To start off the month, we see that retracement, right? GU, gold, dollar, right? And then we continue going into the trend, going into April, May. And then, we're seeing... and going into April, May, like we'll see what happens fundamentally, right? Because we'll based off of the data that we get from NFP as well as CPI, going into the beginning of next month, we'll start to have a better idea of what we can anticipate in May. Okay. May, if they come out saying, based off of what the data and everything happens, if they end up continuing to hike rates, then that obviously can bring bullishness to dollar, and it makes sense for the seasonality for dollar in May. Now, if they come out saying, a pause is potentially happening based off of, the data that comes out with unemployment and CPI, right? If inflation and stuff is getting better and all of that, that could hint to them to pause rates, right? So if CPI goes down, that could mean that, dollar continues downwards movement, and that kind of makes sense because we have CPI mid-April next month, and if that comes out lower, right, and it's showing that inflation is going down, then that is a good thing, right, for dollar to go down. Whereas, if CPI data comes out differently, and let's say, unemployment, if there's more unemployed people, then that could inevitably mean that, we could see a potential increase in rates and stuff, right? So that's kind of where my head's at. And, based off of what data comes out for unemployment and CPI, then in May, we can then speculate and see, okay, if we get pauses, then maybe we see, this seasonality chart might not be true and we might go lower. Whereas if rate hikes do commence, then maybe the seasonality chart is right and we get bullishness in May, June, July, we get the retracements, and then we just rally going into the end of the year, and then we just do the whole cycle again, right? This is basically the cycle that happened last year too, if y'all remember, right? Dollar perfectly did that, right? Going into November, well, it kind of started off in September, but this is where dollar massively sold off. So, maybe we let loose in April, right? We let loose in April, right? We get this little retracement, and then we let loose. And then going into May, June, whatever, dollar retraces, and then maybe we see the next stagnant move going into November or whatever. Maybe that could be the macro thought for dollar. Who knows? And then, we could come down here or something. Like, we'll see, right? We'll see as time progresses. But that's kind of my thought, right? But, like we're looking at, all of these things are going, so I'm liking that. So this is cool. Gold's good. This is the low of the day right here. So, this could be a nice partial right here. And then second partial, ideally in this imbalance right down here. Right, and depending how, high dollar goes or whatever, gold could see a deeper retracement, but I'm not gonna cross that road yet. I'm gonna wait, because gold be doing its own thing sometimes. I'm not trying to push for a lower target, because I am trading counter, trying to more looking of getting in and out of something like this. But there are possible lower zones we could be looking at on gold, right? There's massive imbalances to the downside. Shit, we could even see a full-on daily retracement if it wants to give us that, right? But, I'm not going to push that far as of yet. I need to see the market, give me some certain signs in this area before I try to, look for something like that. But, yeah, my bad. I know I'm not talking to you guys in the chat and stuff, but I really want to be focused on some of this stuff because... I'd rather me talk about the charts and give you guys commentary because that's what you guys are here for anyways, than, all of that. So that's where my head's at. Dollar's kind of playing around, but, either way, nice solid moves. I really, it's hard for me to believe if we're just going to kind of buy up from these areas. It really is. I know dollar's printing very slow and it's trying to come down and stuff, but until it breaks structure, I'm not really concerned. It could just chill out in this entire area and just slowly creep its way up. And that movement is enough for GU to let loose. That's enough for, gold to let loose as well. So yeah, that's where my head's at. Based off of some of the things we were talking about yesterday, because I do want to recap that. That's all I'm really looking at today, to be honest, is GU and thing. We'll take a look at indices a little bit prior to open. I'll just let it print out some price action here first. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the things we were looking at yesterday. We had NU on our radar yesterday. Well, we've had NU on our radar this entire week, right? We had buys from down here, right? Partial areas that were given. One area was here, other area was here, third area was up here at the high. So if you guys have been holding from down here, our third area has hit, on a macro scale wise on NU. And I think we're going to get a deeper retracement before this happens anyways. But I would like to see NU come up in here. This is like the overall kind of target. And same thing, if dollar gives us bearishness going into April, yada, yada, NU should give us a nice move back up into the 0.64 range. So how is this going to print is now the question, right? So now that we got this, yesterday we were looking for buys down here. Now, we didn't quite get that, right? Yesterday, I really wanted to see if, dollar would give us and NU would give us that move down, but we didn't quite get that. Hold on, family. Before I continue, I want to make sure I'm, break even on these positions and stuff so I ain't clapping myself. So we got our move and my break-even rules are in. So let me just... Okay, cool. All right, so NU yesterday, we were kind of looking for this, right? We wanted to see this potential low ran and us come down into this area here. There's like a 2-hour candle, nice imbalance, you know what I mean? So this is the original area we mitigated from the 4-hour, right? So this is what we were looking for, push up, come back into this imbalance, right? This was one partial area, like I was saying, and then the market retrace came into our 4-hour, and then now we've created a new high, and, we've taken out this wick and stuff, and we even created a structural higher high, right? We created a new structural higher high. So now, this makes sense to me, right? NU is also selling off as well, just like GU and gold. So, this makes sense to me as well. I would like to see if NU can come down here for the next potential up position, right? But it really depends. It depends on what happens next week and all of that. But, there is a nice imbalance and stuff in here. There's the nice equal lows there as well. So this could be a potential area we could be looking at next week. But besides that, if we disrespect this zone, unless we happen to run this low again, and we play out in this candle again, which could be a possibility, maybe that could be the other area to see potential buys as well. So either something like that or like that would be ideal in my opinion. That's kind of where NU was at. So we didn't quite get our buying position yesterday, but it is what it is. Sometimes we don't get all of them. That's cool. But, we were still able to get the bottom, right? And, we'll see how that goes. And then gold also, we were looking at a position yesterday, but we didn't quite get that area either. It kind of did us dirty, to be honest. It was really close. But yeah, gold, we were talking about seeing the London low area being ran, and that's what I wanted to see. Okay, 730 hit. I think we had some sort of 730 news. What was it? Oh, price index. I don't think that's really going to do something crazy. Okay, dollar did come lower, though. So this is where we want to keep eyes. So like I was mentioning, there is that possibility dollar could sell off from here as well. So it looks like that's what it's doing. Good thing I broke even. Position management is so key. Okay, so Yeah, so it looks like dollar did want to just kind of reject from that 4-hour range. We'll see how this closes right now. Everything might just reverse from here. GU did just come back in there. But considering that movement on dollar, you know, we are in this imbalance currently right now. So this could trade up higher. But like I was saying, because that buying volume, you know, did start to go lower here. So maybe this is dollar's downwards movement. We just got to see here. Gold did come into a, you know, maybe we could have hedged here. I just got hit out BE. We could have hedged here potentially. You know, let's see here. So if this is the move now for the bull side, we could easily just look for upwards movement. But I would need a close. I would need a stronger close. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I just really wasn't expecting upside. Figured, you know, dollar would kind of continue higher from today's price action. So we'll see there. Let's take a look at the chat. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribes. Appreciate y'all. What's good, everybody? Happy to see all of y'all in here. But yeah, looks like I might have been wrong on direction there. You know, I guess price index really broke things down there. So, which is fine though. You know, even though you get the initial wrong, you know, I was able to position earlier. So I basically positioned based off of this. And then you can see we let loose. Oof. All right. So that's a little unfortunate. Didn't quite get the move that I wanted. I just really didn't see the accumulation. And I saw this break lower. We did break back up, but I figured this was a counter trend. You know, so that is what it is there. Let's take a look at. So yeah, like Chef was the one that kind of showed me, but I wasn't able to get in this in time. This was the other thing I was looking at. Chef was the one thing that was showing me dollar bear because of how this volume printed here. And I liked how we broke, I think it was like a 1-minute structure, but I wasn't really too confident about taking this. But yeah, that let loose as well. Then USD CAD, yeah, it's doing its thing as well. So that was some interesting price action. Very interesting. Well, happy to see experiencing that with y'all live. I was able to give you guys a little bit of thought of what I wanted to see going into the news. All right, but you know, this area right here is what ended up playing out, so that's fine. You know, which is cool at the end of the day because I'm still averaged in on XXX USD upside buys. So, you know, we were trying to play a counter trend, but the main trend is, you know, doing its thing. So let's see. You know, Euro also looks like it did the same kind of thing. Yesterday on Euro, we wanted this candle. We didn't quite get that. Now, looking at this on an hourly, we did come into an hourly stutter. So seeing how this closes here, you guys can see as well, I do have sell side volume marked up. Now, depending on how this closes, you know, we could see a move back down to continue going higher here in the next hour or so. So something to keep our eyes on for the rest of the day there on Euro. Right. So maybe something like this. Whoops. I would like a 30-minute close. That would be nice. but still gave enough, in my opinion. Even off, like, we'll see how this closes here in the next 9 minutes. Well, break even is always better than a loss, right? So I'm happy I got hit out break even. Made like a couple of bucks, you know? Break even in commission is like how I say it. Hoo-wee. So I'm really going to be paying attention to these candle closes. But I think it's kind of, considering that this kind of reaccumulation that was kind of happening here failed, I would assume that we would just kind of go lower. But, you know, to me, this next 30-minute, this hourly candle close is what's going to be important. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, we still did a nice, we did a nice accumulation down here. Right? Like we were anticipating yesterday, wanted to see an accumulation under the wick. So, you know, we got that. Now it's seeing how price plays in here. And, you know, we were able to identify both sides, right? We saw lower buy volume showing us that potential buying climax kicking in. Right? So, you know, had to justify both sides there. So, yeah, depending on how Euro closes here, we could get that imbalance fill potentially and continued upside. Just going to be watching this close. And, yeah, you know, Euro does still have some very nice equal highs. You know, we even created a nice, like, little double top almost here as well on top of that high above here. So maybe we don't get those retracements today like I was originally anticipating, which is fine. You know, we'll see if we get that. And the same thing for gold, right? If gold gives us a strong close like this, we could just easily anticipate this. So yeah, this could have been just a distro, start of distro for a reaccumulation. I just really didn't see us, like, you know, you guys can even see here, there was no real selling climax here that I would have liked. Like, I usually like this candle right here, or even the candles coming down into that zone, giving us higher sell volume. And then, you know, then us springing below with less volume. But you guys can see, like, the spring has basically the same kind of volume there. So that's why I didn't really identify that. I don't know if, like, silver maybe gave us that. Oh. Well, silver kind of did. Yeah, silver did. Silver gave us more peak selling. Then we dip lower, and then that's fine. You know, and this is the beauty in, you know, entries and exits are so important. You know, because I was able to grab an entry right off this candle, right? Once the market gave me a significant move to my downside, and this candle close right here is the reason why I broke even. Because if I was bearish, I would have wanted to see this candle get closed below, right? And because we didn't get a close below, that's what made me move my stop, which is above this candle originally, move it in BE. And you guys can see literally when that news printed out, took me out, which is fine. Right, it's all about position management. Now, let's say if you got in, you're looking at this candle, but you didn't, like, set a limit, or you're not in right off of this candle. Let's say if you entered here, well, now you're not going to be able to break even. Least you could do is just bring a small, you could have a small loss, right? So that's why position management is honestly so key. Looks like Euro is going to give us a close we want. So let's see what's happening here in the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, and the other thing that played out from our area yesterday, it happened in London, was oil. So, you know, we're starting off these streams with some bangers already. You know, oil is just going to continue going up. All right, so I don't think we're going to get a deep retracement on this. But yeah, oil from the area we were looking at yesterday was clean. I personally wasn't able to grab this because, like I did set a limit, but I wasn't comfortable setting a limit this large. So I ended up just setting a limit off this candle. But as y'all can see, we didn't come in. But the area to play was in here, right? So if you were a London trader, maybe you found yourself a position in here. Looks like there was a nice accumulation that did play out in here. So that's clean. I know we were looking at indices yesterday. So indices didn't quite give us, it gave us our original thought, which was down moves. But then the buys played out in the afternoon after 2 p.m. So that was cool too. 10 o'clock. Gave us our downwards move again on 30, and then we just 2 o'clock or afternoon session, we kind of just rallied. So that was dope. I don't know if I'm going to really touch indices today, to be honest. I kind of don't like where it's at. We did run a wick and stuff, so there is possible of seeing distribution. But considering out what the dollar's doing, I'm not really liking trying to take indices shorts when dollar's literally just kind of selling off. So, there is a possibility that this could be the high of our day for dollar. And if that's the potential there. If this is the high of the day, which makes sense. High of the day, buying climax. We did that. Now we're getting the breakdown. If that is the case, then to me, we would attack the low of the day, right? But it's really seeing if this accumulation is going to play out or if this distro is going to play out at the moment. Both of them have the volume in place. We're seeing a lot of selling right now, and that's why I want to see how this candle closes, right? And that's why I'm really paying attention to this candle close because, if we have this much selling volume, but let's say we don't close below this candle, to me, that could be a potential absorption, and this could just, once again, reaccumulate and go higher. So that's something we could be watching there. And this could have just been a run, right, on highs. So that's why, watching for the candle close for me is very important. So I'm just big chilling until that happens. We'll see. This could just literally just be that move up to continue down, right? GU is still maintaining as well. Could just be a small distro to just continue the reaccumulation, and we are back in London Open as well. So this could just, we'll see. We shall see. Let's take a look here. Ooh, hot tea. Hot. Oh, looks like y'all liking the overlay, so that's awesome. There you go. Okay, so 15-minute did give us a higher close. Do want to see how 30 closes as well. But this is the way, this is all about, and some of my students already know this. This might be a repetition thing for y'all, but you guys know that, at times you could hedge both sides, like I was saying on gold, you could have been a seller here and then even hedged a buy here, right? And you could have just broke even on both of these positions, especially if you got the sniper entry, and now you're able to allow the market to do what it wants to do, right? You can just allow it to, if it comes in this zone and you have a break-even entry here and then you have a sell here, then it's like, okay, if the buy plays out, then, you're still in there and the sell gets stopped out break-even, right? Or you could play it the other way around, right? So it's literally like trading. The biggest thing is literally position management and money management, really. That's all it is. Like, does it come into your area? Does it respect your confirmations? And now when you enter, are you entering in the right point? Are you stop loss break evening at the right point? Right? These are all important factors. And when that happens, you can literally just allow the market to print, and it can just, give you opportunities even on both sides. Right? Like, even if you were to look at this from like a scalping potential, like even if you were to take GU off of here, 11 pips. I know that only gave you a 1 to 2, right? But, you got your 1 to 2 here. You could have even done something like this. Let's say if you risked 1% here, it gave you 2%. You could let go of 1% your original risk, hold the other percent to let it ride to see if it does play out. And now, even if it does come back and hit you out break even, you still at least made 1%, and now you have, something to risk with on the next play. Right? So it does look like GU still wants to go lower, and dollar is starting to ramp up. So this might have been just that false move like we were anticipating. And, this could let loose and continue going higher there. So it's a little unfortunate I got hit out of gold. I'm going to see if I can potentially reposition if it gives me it. I think GU would give a better reposition entry. We're just going to have to see here. I just don't like how this candle closed. Like, when I see wicks like this, I like seeing a strong bearish close. So one thing that's making me a little skeptical right now. Like, if I saw this and this wick came up and then it closed below, that would have been dope. But see what UCAT and UChef are doing. Yeah, same thing with UChef. Like, you could have been in shorts up in here. Still gave you a 1 to 7. It's all about position management. UCAD, same thing. Like, you could have been in shorts from the top going into the beginning of New York. And then now you're looking for buys. So these smaller time frames really do allow you to get in and out fairly easily. And it's all about position management. Like, you can get in and out. You could even TP on some of these trades. All right, let me take a look at the chat again. I really just want to see how gold prints right now. Like, if we get a break above, I will attempt to see if this candle gives us a buying opportunity potentially. And then same ways, if we get lower closes, we adjust there. Just really waiting on this freaking candle close right now. 15-minute gave us that. 30-minute still playing. We'll see what's good. AU still equal lows are clean. Equal lows that are left. Ooh, yes. Facts. What's good, everybody? Let me give a quick shout out to y'all. Ray, Tamid, what's good? Chris Roy, AD, Chris Rich, what's good? Lil G sniping, what's good? Mason, what's good? Beverly, what's going on? Chris Roy, how do you feel about the 4-hour trend line liquidity on gold? 4-hour trend line liquidity. Oh, you're talking about this? Yeah, trust. But even if this happens right now, that doesn't mean we have to take it now. It's like gold left 4-hour trend line liquidity like down here too. So it doesn't have to take it right now. That's kind of what I'm waiting to see. Are we going to get a lower movement on gold, or is that it for the retracement and it's going to go higher? like it's in that zone to potentially see that upwards move too. So kind of just got to see how this does this thing here. You know, if for our original thought of just seeing it go down could be plausible. You know, what would even make it even more obvious here? You know, this spring that we're looking at currently. You know, if this candle comes in and prints higher volume and we fail to close, right, we can get absorption ideas. Oh, what's good, Cole? What's good, my man? Happy to see you in here. Inside the 1 hour stutter candle. Sheesh. Absorption on dollar. It's possible, or this is just going to keep letting loose. I think the distro is more strong personally, but we'll see. Because, like, if we were to look at this on a 15-minute, like, we did get the close below the low and it with higher volume. So I like that. And the way this candle's rejecting, too, this could be our LPSY to just bring this down now. So that original distro thought might be playing out. What the heck? Hold on. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see what gold's doing. If this does go, that would be very unfortunate. Because my limit was like right here, and it is probably not going to fill me. It is what it is. See what gold does, if it's going to react here or not. Gold 15-minute about to close below last high. Indeed. But if we also look at this on a 15, like we did respect this candle here. So like this could, just like how we're looking at on EU, like this could just do that too, but we just gotta wait and see what happens here. The analysis is there, and now we just gotta wait for the market to print. Right, so if the objective today is to run the low of the day, which is down here, then this distro would play out. Right, we did sweep the high of the day. Right, we got our buying climax, we got our UT. Right, market broke down in structure on the smaller time frame. Right, we got a test. We got a test with higher buy volume. Right, that could be a potential absorption. And now selling is kind of taking over, right? We're starting to see more sells come in. So this could be our last point of supply in this redistro, and the market could just continue trading lower, and we could attempt to attack the low of the day. So we're just going to have to see if that's kind of the objective today. If not, like somebody mentioned in the chat, we could see this be as the absorption for the reaccum, and this could go higher. But you guys can see here, like you can play both sides, right? You could have been a buyer down here for Asian session. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, you guys could have been buyers here and sellers up here. And now you're in the mid-range. So it's like, depending on whichever side you're on, you could still be winning on your trade. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of intraday trading. You could be in the sell and then still get in the buy and still make profit, right? That's just how it goes. Or, like me, you get hit, I'll break even, but that's fine. It really depends. Like, to me, the ideal setup would have been to take Euro going into the open, but, like, I wasn't really awake for that. The ideal scenario would have been take shorts. You could have taken it down to this hourly stutter, right? And then inside there, we have the freaking 15-minute candle. So, like, this is where you could have anticipated accumulation after. And then maybe now you're in buys, I really wanted this candle here, but didn't quite give me that. That's how you could hedge. And then whichever one wins, wins, I see indices are kind of just... I'm probably going to just stay away from indices today. I feel like we're just going to continue rallying. Like, Dow's just been off in it. When I woke up originally today, I wanted this, but I don't think we're going to get that because we got that on S&P, I think. Yeah, we got that London retracement on S&P, so I don't think 30 is going to give us that unless we get some heavy divergence off of the open. And I doubt that's going to happen. And I think, yeah, US 30 is the leader today. NASDAQ looks like it's lagging, and S&P is following 30 as well. So that's a little interesting there. Yeah, EU may leave me as well. Miss my two pips. Have 2 limits at 1 lower imbalance. Right, so just the one thing that's making me fearful of dollar shorts right now is literally this volume here. Right, because this could show signs of absorption. But, if we don't get the price action, then, that's the main thing. Whew. And we might just chill out and play in a whole range today too. Who knows? Who knows? Battle between the candlesticks. Yeah, what are y'all looking at though in the chat? Let me know what y'all are looking at in the chat. Looks like the stream is a little bit delayed. And usually, also another thing I wanted to mention, when we're in mid ranges like this, like to me, it's always ideal. And I think I already kind of mentioned this, but playing the bottom and the top, that's why, you could be in on both sides and then kind of just wait and see what happens. It looks like that absorption that we originally ran here as well. Yeah, that's how I justify in the middle of the range. I'll justify the buy and the sell. And depending on, like I said, how you enter, you can protect yourself. It's kind of interesting how dollar is trying to make its move here, but things like USHEF and UCAD aren't even showing any signs of bullishness. Well, USD CAD is probably just on a tear to the downside because of how bullish oil is. So there's that. Looking at EU and gold, none, everything look. Yeah, I feel you on that. Today might be just because I already pulled once on trying to get gold shorts, and I didn't like the price action afterwards, and now it's just looking like, it's like if I left my stop open, I would have gotten ran out, and it is back in profit technically based off my entry where I entered, but I would have gotten stopped out if I left my entry open. So, now I'm like really hesitant to even enter back in. EU, look at the 5 minute. Off my understanding, if I recall, the one. Wait, which 5 minute of what? Talking about gold, EU, GU. We're looking at a lot here. Dollar. You got to be specific. Yeah, indices took off with me too, AD. I feel you on that, man. You know, I was debating buying here on Tuesday, but I already had a good day, so I wasn't trying to risk more. But honestly, I should have just taken that. Because I really wanted this low, but then that afternoon session, we came into like a 15-minute candle. It's like a 30-minute, I can't remember. Yeah, it was a 15-minute candle. Gold. Look at the 5-minute on gold. Yeah. Now I see you on that. I don't know if you're trying to point out this. Like, for us to want any form of... Like, I like this on bear side right now. You know, it's just the entry... The entry is just kind of ass. I don't know where I would have really... Like, there's no, like, entry for me in all of this. Unless I just played, like, 1-minute order flow or something. Bum, bum, be-dum, bum, bum. Gold and silver. Okay, let me take a look at silver 5-minute. Yeah. Where did silver play off? Oh, it's back in 24 $24. Didn't even get a mitigation off that. It kind of just took the high and then just doing the yeet. Yeah, like for me to try to justify an entry here would have been... I would have just kind of had to play like a 1-minute once we ran the high. I'm 50-50 at this point on the bias. Yeah, no, me too. You know, I was originally in shorts on gold, but it ran me out break even, and now it's like my bias was right. You know, it just kind of bamboozled. That's why I'm kind of seeing if, based off of our bias for that downwards move. Okay, so, you know, a candle closes like this, I'm liking more confidence with dollar up, and if everything is letting loose. But, you know, it was just one of those days where bias was correct, but, you know, it just kind of took me out. So it's fine. Maybe we can look back at this candle depending on how this closes, and then we could play some sort of smaller time frame in here. That could be a possibility if this imbalance is left behind. That's what I'm kind of paying attention to for on GU as well. Live for another day to trade. Yeah, facts. You know, you don't want, if you don't find something within the day, or if, you know, it's not clear to you, then, you know, you're better off living to trade another day than trying to force something over and over and over again. What's good, Robert? Nas to 1360 or 13360. Sorry, if you look at the daily gap. Yeah, I agree with you. I want to see indices up as well. I want to see indices up as well. 13360. Yeah, we have the same zone marked up here. I wanted to see up as well. I just figured maybe we get some sort of retracement prior to just rampaging, but, you know, market's like, nope. Gold is honestly ugly. I'm probably just going to leave this alone. I just don't like how that's printing. Everything's just printing obnoxious, so I'm probably just going to leave things today. I don't know. This is not an ideal scenario. Now we're back in this candle. Oh, Euro gave that. Ooh, this is light, nice. I like that. All right. So, you guys already know I do have a stream later today as well. So, if y'all do have any questions and stuff, or you want me to look at something, let me know. Might not go live for a crazy amount of time today. It's already been like an hour. Ugh. It's Friday. We already had some amazing plays this week, right? NU buys, EU buys from the bottom. If y'all are still in there with me on that, shout out to y'all. Oil's been rallying beautifully. CAD's been selling off. Gold is kind of still playing from our buy zones. One here, one here. Looks like we're getting heavy amount of absorption right now in a lot of things, so see how that plays out. So Euro looks nice. We just got to see how this candle plays here, or these next few candles, or if this is just a fool. And this is just going to be like, you know what? Screw all of y'all. Just going to yeet. Thank you. We have been bullish on everything and bearish on dollar. There could be a strong retracement for the start of the month on everything. Yes, I agree. That's exactly kind of where my head's been at, because we literally just like sold off so aggressively on the dollar this week. That's why I was anticipating originally bullish bias, but it could just start the bullishness on dollar starting of next week, on Monday or the market open, right? Maybe we just run this low one more time. Maybe dollar wants to run this wick and then we get it. We just got to be patient with that. Because at the end of the day, like, this candle did get touched, but I think there's like still imbalances in there. And we still have the lower areas too, so we'll see. At the end of the day, dollar is more bear at the moment. We're at that potential zone that could be a reversal, but in my opinion, this reversal would only be to come down lower. So if we get that deep of a retracement, we could just come and hit this next week, touch the gap again, and then drop. There's a bunch of what if scenarios there. Yeah, that was kind of what I was hoping for. Yeah, gold's reacting off that zone. I saw that. You know, swept that inner range. It's back in that candle. You know, it's like the same thing that it did on Euro. You know, Euro made a short-term low and then dipped under that. Interesting. Before news, gold looked like a 5-minute accum on the 5-minute. I had a limit set at 1976 for a buy. Yeah, see, I kind of missed that, to be honest with you. And it's honestly because the sell volume didn't really show me that I wanted to. You know, because like, well, I actually might have on the 5-minute here. I just probably neglected it, to be honest. Yeah, I did. So I see you. I was more focused on the redistro. So, you know. And I also was in the objective of seeing dollar up. So with dollar down, this obviously shifts all the perspective. See, I'm happy I only got hit out break even, though. Because I got hit out with the loss, I would have been upset. Look at that. Look at that gap fill right there. Preemptively anticipating the last point of supply. Let's go. Higher time frame, I didn't see it, but lower time frame showed it to me. I wanted to see gold come lower before the accumulation. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. We had the same thoughts, my friend. Just didn't give us exactly what we wanted. You know, I kind of wanted a lower area too. But, you know, this lower area is still possible. We could see it next week. Who knows? But yeah, I think gold is going to overall most likely come and seek this wick liquidity now. Yeah, it's kind of my fault, though, on gold because I neglected to check the 5-minute for the volume. I only checked the 15 when I originally was looking at this. And the 15, I saw an obvious buying climax. So I'm like, yo, gold short. But then if we really look at the 5-minute, the accumulation was very obvious, especially right now. So that's my bad on that. Right? There you go. Right? We had absorption. So I kind of neglected that. You guys know I'm not like a super whiz with volume. I'm still, you know, I'm still in my learning stages, I would say. Like, I use it in my confirmations and stuff to trade and whatnot, but I still am learning it. But, you know, either way, if gold does go, you know, Euro most likely should do it anyway. So I don't know if y'all participating on this, but, you know, I could see this do the same thing if, you know, dollar lets loose, then Euro should let loose, and then so should gold. So it's fine. Let's see. And I like this as well. Like, see, we have absorption. I like that. Same thing as gold. We have absorption. I like that. You loyal. Yo, I'm going to up the beat here. This shit is like making me fall asleep right now. Let's get some no copyright hip hop up in this. All right. Let me know if that music is not distracting with me talking, because I know it has lyrics and shit. No trade, no entry day looking like. Yeah, it's all good. You know, we don't need to pull triggers every day. If you guys didn't grab anything today, what were some of the setups you guys took this week? Let me know in the chat. Excuse me. This is like super interesting what it's doing right now. Well, GU came back. Not exactly what I wanted to see, though. This is just ugly. Thought it would do something like this. Now it's doing this. Me no likey. NU and GU buys. Yeah, facts. NU, yeah, NU was the banger this week. That's a fact. NU was a big banger. And GU buys this week. Facts. Nice, Chris Rich. Good stuff. Yeah, nothing but buys and sells. Gold missed a nice oil. Missed a nice on oil. And an L on indices. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, even if y'all, looked at some setups and if they played out for you in the beginning of the week, that's what's important, At least you guys got something from the market. I'm grateful this week I was able to grab NU and EU. Those are kind of my bigger plays this week. So I'm grateful for that. We'll see if this add-on potentially could play out, but the way dollar's printing right now, it's not looking too good. It's been in the middle of trying to think it's a distro, and then it rejected off an area that could potentially be an accumulation. So, not your most ideal setup, because this could be an absorption for the buy side, like I mentioned earlier. So all right, I'm going to just put some instrumentals on because these lyrics are trash. All right. Can you do NAS 100? Yeah, we can take a look at it. I'm honestly, indices right now, I'm kind of just letting do their own thing. To be honest with you, this is what I want on NAS, to be real. I want a sell-off to then buy. Are we going to get it? Who knows? But It's really hard for me to justify more buys when we're this high in the range already. That's my issue. If I'm a buyer, you guys already know I always like looking at bottoms of ranges, right? Reason why US 30, we've been looking for buys here, 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 and then same kind of thing. I really wanted this 4 hour. I didn't get it, but that's kind of what I've been justifying, So it would have been the same thing for NASDAQ. It's on a higher time frame thought. I do see NASDAQ come higher based off of a weekly and everything and a daily. Daily wise, I could expect 30 to 500 area, maybe higher depending on how everything happens in April. How the news events and everything happen. Now for today, to be honest with you, I don't really know. It's kind of hard to say what's going to happen in the next 3 minutes here. Like, it is kind of hard to say, to be honest. Like, we rejected here. Looks like we want to get buys. Now, we did break structure and all that to go lower as well. Like, I can justify both sides here. And to be honest with you, I rather shorts because we're at the top of the range, so I could get my buys. So that's kind of where, my justification comes in for indices. That's why even yesterday I was trying to look for shorts on indices too. Just not giving the most ideal PA that we want. Yeah, that's where I'm at for that. I'm grateful to have gotten the bottoms, learning from your approach. Yeah, facts, fam. When you get volume on a 1 hour, 4 hour, and that lines up with, daily, man, that shit is just so clean. No cap. So freaking clean. That's why I loved NU so much. And NU had divergence too, so it was just so clean, bro. Really doesn't get any cleaner than that. Volume divergence, spring, actual divergence, seasonality, break of structure, bro. So much. So much confluence here. This is a good trade. Same thing for Euro too. Forgot where Euro. Yeah, Euro was right in here. Cool, 150 pips almost. Yep, so it doesn't look like we're going to get our shorts on dollar. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to jump the gun and it just does something. But it's not looking like it right now. Like we identified, that sell volume was a big deciding factor. And that 30-minute candle was a big deciding factor. Yeah, it was cool, though. Yesterday's analysis still played out pretty beautifully for us. Looking for buys down here. And then now we're getting the continuation, I guess, today. Nice absorption there. So it did give us a distro, but it looks like it's distro to reaccumulate. But yeah, let's see what indices are doing here. So yeah, not surprised at all. We got a pop. Yeah, for me, I know I was being too hopeful trying to look for this. It's just that's the only thing I would have attempted. It's kind of hard for me to justify just buying off of like the current 1 minute range. Like I would never buy off like a wick like that. That's just kind of hard for me to justify. Okay, what's S&P? Yeah, S&P. All right. So I might just close things off here for today because I don't really see anything else. You know, we're just kind of dealing with the Chop Nation right now. Our biases from yesterday played out, so if y'all were here for that, you know, and we're able to capitalize, it's awesome. But we'll go ahead and leave things off there. You know, thanks for hopping on. As y'all know, if you guys are a part of my mentorship, you know, you guys already know I am going to be live here on, you know, my actual channel, my other channel in, you know, about like 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours. But besides that, you know, I will be live on YouTube on Tuesday. You know, we'll be back on here. So, you know, like I said, you know, subscribe. If you guys can as well, you know, share this to people that you know, right? So that, you know, maybe they're not traders. Maybe they don't even believe what trading is. You could utilize this free stream as a way to taproot, and, you know, help them see what you've been seeing in the markets, helping them see this skill set. But besides that, you know, y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. You know, oh, wait a minute. Okay, maybe Euro isn't going to take us out. Hold up. We were about to leave, but the market's like, nope. The market's like, nope. That's crazy. Just had to, like, literally wait a bit. You guys remember when I dropped this, right? Ha. Funny, I was doing that now. Okay, maybe we won't close things off, you know? We'll sit here and watch and see if our bias plays out. Let's see. All right, because we have this LPSY drawn up here. I want to see. So I'm going to stay on here. Never mind. Rewind everything that I just said. Oh, let's go. I need to get that that subscriber thing on here, so like pops up on y'all's screen. That'll be dope. I want to do it like a ninja. Comes on like. But how y'all like the overlay though? Is it dope? I think the circle camera is pretty dope. I like that. Shout out to John for putting me on game. Yeah, y'all feel free to chop it up in the chat because I want to see how this plays out. So I'm going to be here for a bit. Can't get too happy, though, you know? This next candle could literally just be the one and just reverse, you know? So, can't get too excited. All right, never get too excited with the market because it could literally just humble you real quick. Humble your ass real quick. All right. I really can't justify this to just take off, but shit, who knows? But I'm more obligated to see something like this now. You know, we have little imbalances and stuff in there. Looks good. All right, lit. Lit. Oh, it cuts off the. Oh, you know what? That's actually a very good point. How could I fix that? That's actually a very good point. It does cut off the time frames. I'll mess with that later. That's actually a good point. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, because I do obviously want to see. I want y'all to see what freaking time frame I'm on. You know, we are talking about trading here, so it's like, or charts, not trading, but charts. But yeah, I could probably pull it up higher, and then, it'll show the time frame. Because yeah, I just don't want you guys to see the tabs that I have open. Okay, it's the only thing. Hey, Siva, to support the bearish thought on dollar, I've been waiting for the 4-hour gap to be filled before it takes a U-turn. The 4-hour gap. Where are you talking about, my friend? Which 4-hour gap are you referring to? Are you talking about over here? I think you guys can drop markups in here too, by the way. Like in the chat. Oh, you are referring to there? Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier too. Like there is a lot of imbalance and stuff down here. So there's a possibility if we were to reverse, we could run this wick. So looks like we got the same bias there, my friend. And this was the peak amount of selling. We did have a spring. So, it's very possible we could get that potential reaccumulation here next week, but we'll see. Yeah, I see you. Oh, that's unfortunate. It only shows volume on one chart. So, just asking, are any of y'all in Euro with me? Anybody? I think Chris Rich is. Chris Rich, you're in there with me. I think you have the same analysis. All right. Excuse me. Sorry if y'all heard that. Entered on the 3-minute BOS off the 15-minute candle. Legend. Y'all see what I'm marking up right now? Sheesh. My boy's putting in work. Let's go. 3-minute BOS inside the 15-minute candle. So I'm assuming you entered like here, like off of this basically, right? Naz is playing out. Let's see how we react here. Yeah, it's doing his thing. Yeah, Chris Rich, that's some wild entries right there, my friend. You basically played the reaccumulation inside of the reaccumulation. That's powerful right there. I've been more forward testing that. I haven't actually entered those, to be real with you, because you know, sometimes for me personally, I do get lost in the sauce sometimes on the smaller time frames. So that's why I really pick my entries off 5 and 15 minute, and then I use 1 minute, 3 minute for confirmation. But that's an amazing confirmation right there, bro. Like, that was solid, to be honest with you. You know, we had the break to the upside. You know, we had our nice SC spring, and we even had an absorption up in that. And, you know, this could be that move now. Considering at how much we played in here, to me, it's like I am most likely going to probably be BE here. Just because I don't really see any reason why we should come back. And if we do come back, then I'll just play smaller time frame again. But the only reason why I would see us come back is if we happen to play in this imbalance. But if that's the case, I would be kind of scared for dollar because to me, we already distributed. We should see an LPSY to drop. So, you know, I wouldn't really want to see that. You know, we're currently reacting off that 1 minute, but to me, this 1 minute is to do that imbalance fill on the 3 and 5 to then continue lower. I wouldn't really expect this to just take off at the moment, you know, so we'll see. Oh shit, my bad. I forgot about NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ is trading higher. It looks. Yeah, they all gave good buys, in my opinion. Very, very solid. Yeah, I really, like, I'm not going to kind of change. I don't know if I'm just being stubborn or not, but I really do want to see if we can get shorts before we buy. I think we can do it because it does not take long for, you know, indices to short because they literally, like, you know, you guys know the slogan, bulls take the stairs, bears jump out the window. So, you know. Yep. Same. Still have a limit set for lower imbalance as well. Not worried either way. Secured a good amount this week, so not risking too much today. Keeping it low risk. Yep. Same here, bro. Same here. I'm not trying to give back the markets, the freaking profits that I made this week. Nope. No, no, no. No, no, no. All right, I'll be back though. There's some stuff going on in my stomach. I gotta let loose. I'll be back. You're. All right, what's poppin'? Y'all already know I'm drinking some ginger tea, so it's gonna do its thing. Man, oil, man, has just been so oh my God. This was one thing I honestly, I messed up and I let go of my bottom entry. I don't know why I did that. I have trouble holding trades sometimes. It's just every re-entry after that has been in freaking London, bro. It's so annoying. Look, this entry was London. This entry was London. This was our one New York entry over here. And then since then, London. And then today, London is yo. I'm gonna have to move to Europe, yo, at this point. Goddamn. Bro, you are not sipping on gin right now. Deadass? My boy's I'm starting my weekend now. AD be yo, I'm gonna start my weekend now. Just want to make sure this is center when I move and shit. Ooh. All right, yo. So, I'm big chilling right now. So if y'all, you guys have access to me right here, right now. So if y'all have any questions, shoot. We just chopping it up. We just chopping it up. So let me know. What are y'all saying? What's popping? What do y'all think about white rice? Think it's a scam? I think it's a scam. I think we're only supposed to be eating wild rice. Brown, black, and red rice. I don't know, random conversation, right? Yeah. It also depends what brown rice you're getting too. Don't just get brown rice that has a little bit of brown on it. Like, but yeah, wild rice is the way to go in my opinion. Um, if you guys didn't know this, the Eastern worlds, and what I'm talking about is like, mainly like like South Asia and stuff. Some of y'all might be able to relate to this. Some of you but might not. But even in South Asia, the 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 peasants are the ones that eat the white rice, right? Or the workers of the rich are the ones that eat the white rice, and the the individuals that are more wealthy, whatever, back in the day, they were the ones eating the wild rice and the colored rice. So that should show a lot. That should show a lot right there. You know, the fact that, you know, so it's pretty crazy. Yeah, white rice, they literally remove the they take off the outer layer. And that outer layer is what's very nutritious. I don't know if y'all noticed, why is it when you eat certain white rice, you're like you can eat a lot of it because it's not nutritious. So, like, have you guys noticed sometimes even when you eat certain food, like you're full but you're not satisfied because your body didn't get the nutritional benefits that it needed. And that's how it is with rice. Have you noticed white rice, you could keep eating it, right? And you won't get full because there's no nutritional benefit. Whereas if y'all were to sit there and eat like black wild rice, fam, like a little 1 cup or whatever, that's going to do a lot for you, right? So, it's really to, really think about that. Who else do you listen to other than Bring Me the Horizon and Memphis Mayfire? So honestly, like BMTH and Memphis, Linkin Park, I still, fam, like I'm pretty old school, like I'm literally about to turn I'm about to turn 29. My bad, I'm putting myself out there too much, but I'm about to turn 29, and like, don't get me wrong, I still listen to some new school music, like some of the new stuff that's coming out, but I am more like old school when it really comes to music now. I really like, I'll listen to old school rap and stuff, but I really have liked more of the rock and metal scene, to be honest. I really love Linkin Park. I've loved Linkin Park when I was even growing up, and I still do. Like, I still listen to the songs that I grew up with. Like, they're just a fire band. I love them. And then, yeah, Bring Me the Horizon is awesome. Mike Miles actually put me on them. Like, Bring Me the Horizon, Memphis, Mayfire, and what is it? Architects. Architects, another band that I like. Especially their song Animals. I love that song. But yeah, that's kind of who I listen to. And then, yeah, rap-wise and stuff like that, you guys already know, like, my all-time favorite rapper, even till this day, is Eminem. I still listen to a lot of his old stuff. I listen to a few, like, new school things, but it's honestly just, like, hype stuff, like, just to get me hype. But yeah, that's kind of the bands I listen to. My bad. I just had to check a message there real quick. I'm back in the chat. Dr. Sebi knew what's up. Yeah, Dr. Sebi is goated. Like, there's a reason why, he's not here with us anymore. It wasn't because of natural reasons, but we're not going to get into that right now. Brown rice is natural color. Yeah, brown and red is like the natural colors. Even black, like not like charcoal black, but like, darker black. Though that's how it comes in nature. Like, rice is supposed to be colored in nature. There's a lot of things I have to remove from my diet. Yeah, Chris Roy, trust me. I said Chris Roy, like Chris Rich. Too many Christophers in here, man. No, I'm kidding. McCoy, trust me, man. Like, I started to remove a lot. The thing I could recommend you got to do a 1x1. You know, the first thing that I started off with was like candies and stuff. I used to be a heavy Skittles fan. Like, Skittles, chocolate. Oh my God. You don't even want to get me started. Like, I had so many cavities, fam. I used to eat a bag of Skittles like every day. Like, no cap. And if I was, back in the day, I was obviously smoking and, smoking weed and shit a lot too. So Munchies was crazy. Like, I would even get the bigger bags of Skittles, and I'm eating that in a day. So trust me, it took me a while to really get off of those things and cleanse my body. To be honest, it took a little bit, but we're here now. We're here. Right? White rice is the new. Yep. It's used as a filler food. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's why when you eat it, you don't feel full. Good point there, Nikki. America is a lab, facts, allowing us to eat anything and everything we shouldn't. Yep. Yeah, we're like being tested. What brand of brown rice do you prefer? So, I look into wild rice. There's a lot of good brands that you guys could look at, but like, let me just see if I could just like Google it and it will pop up with the brand that I go to. They're not coming up with the brand names. I don't know why. I forgot the brand name, to be honest. Like, I would need to go into my kitchen. But yeah, just really do research on where it comes from and stuff and how it's made. Look into, like, okay, here we go. Wild Blend. This is the one I usually grab. Not this bag, though, because this bag still has the other ones. But this is still darker rice. You can see. But I like the Lundenberg Wild Brand one, but it's like completely wild rice. That one's dope. There's this other brand as well where I'm looking to actually buy like a 50-pound bag from. And they're actually a farm here in the States, and it's the rice literally looks like this. Right? And if you guys know about Heirloom is like the original the original type before they genetically modify and do a bunch of stuff to it. So like this type of rice, like if you guys eat this type of rice, it will be very filling for you. Like literally dead ass go try it. One day eat like the same quantity of white rice and then try the same quantity of black rice, and you tell me how much more satisfied you are eating something like this. But yeah, there's this one brand that I was looking at. Black River Wild Rice. This one right here. I think these people are based in like Minnesota or something. And yeah, they cultivate their own wild rice. This is actually what I want to buy here in the next couple of, like, ideally probably like this coming month. Because I'm just going to buy this in bulk and then hold it down. That's kind of where my head's at with that. So I just don't have to buy rice often, and buying it in bulk, it's cheaper. And on top of that, I just kind of, I like that. That's just kind of where my head's at. Rice is a part of my life. Not the best thing to do, but oh well, it's embedded in me. Trust, rice is Hey man, Sadeem, trust me, bro. Rice is a part of my life too. I ate 3 cups of white rice yesterday with chicken. Making the change. Yep, let's run it up. Do you like old school house? Yeah. I really like old school music in general. It's not even just house music. Like, I like a lot of old school music in general. Now, let's see what's going on here. Dollar is coming back up. I don't really see us like rejecting like crazy from here. I think we're just gonna come and probably fill this imbalance and continue going lower. You ever listen to System of Down? No, I haven't. Let me look them up. I might have listened to a song or something. No, I don't think I have listened to them. I'll check them out. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll for sure check them out. I'm always up to listening to new music and stuff. I have that on my tab, so I'll check it out later. Linkin Park is fire. I agree. Yep, facts. If you scalp, you go for 1-to-1, but also 1-to-3, 1-to-4. I trade supply and demand, but just get out within half an hour tops. I find it difficult and feel like I'm not a real trader. How do you cope? Kind of confused where your question is. Oh, do you feel like you're not able to hold your trades long enough? Is that what you're getting at? I think that really comes with experience, man. Like, you just got to see it over and over again. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years now, going into my 5th. I am in my 4th year. My bad. So, for me, it's really, like, that's the reason why I'm even sitting here watching price action. Like, I think this is all a part of it, especially if you're playing smaller time frames. Sitting here and studying smaller price action is a way to go for those smaller time frame entries, because that's how you're able to get those intraday 1-to-3, 1-to-4s. But if you're getting out in a certain amount of time, I think that's you literally just being impatient and not allowing the analysis to play out. Because if you really think about it, like, for example, NU, this was something that we were able to grab the bottom down here, but it's like our target was up here, right? So, like, how patient are you to hold this? This was almost 3 days, right? Or not even almost 3 days. It was 3 days and 8 hours of price action to bring it up there. But, like, if you were in the smaller time frame, which, I was, our entry area we were looking at was within this 15-minute candle here. It's like, if I only waited 30 minutes, like, my original entry was right in here. My stop was below the low. So, like, if I got out in 30 minutes, that would have been, like, right here. Like, I basically walked away with, like, a 1-to-1, right? But in reality, though, this is a longer-term setup. So, it's like you could have been holding it based off the higher time frame confirmations. So, it's like having those confirmations and everything, too, to play coincided with that. So, to me, to, like, hold a setup, you need to have the confidence, and the confidence comes through your analysis. And then to see your analysis play out, well, that kind of just takes time and experience, from you holding trades or letting go of trades too early and stuff, Like, even right now, Euro, like, I'm in from this candle here, and it's like, it's slowly playing out, right? It's already been well over half an hour. Like, been in this setup for like an hour now. 45 minutes. We're printing the hour candle right now. So it really does come with patience. You just got to allow your stuff to play out, man. And over time, you'll get, as you journal, as you reflect, you'll start to see, oh, man, like, I could have held on to this trade. Or whatever, I had these confirmations. Last time I didn't hold. This time I have the same confirmations. I'm going to hold this time. It's like, that's how you kind of work in that. Dr. Sebi had kids at 80 years old. Yeah, that's wild. Well, I think a man can always produce children, though, at a certain age. It's just women can't, still. Well, I take that back, because some women had kids at later ages in their life too. But I think it's easier for men to produce children, whereas women can't really, like, have children at a certain age too. Like, after a certain point, I believe. I meal prep white rice, chicken, and veggies. No Coke, no sugar, only water. Yep. Facts, fam. The whole I've never been a fan of Coca-Cola. Like other than like drinking it with like rum and Coke when I used to be a heavy alcoholic, then yeah. But yeah, I've never been a fan of Coke. I honestly never liked Coke because when you drink it, it puts like a layer of shit on your teeth, and I've never been a fan of that. Like you literally like kiss your teeth and shit, and it's like you can feel it. I've never been a fan of that. I listen to music with lyrics that bring positive vibes to my mind. You become what you listen to most of the time. Words are very powerful. I agree, Mario. And that's kind of the challenging thing for me, and I'm working through it. To be honest with y'all, because there's still times where I like listening. Like I'm a heavy, like I listen to a lot of like the new school rap a lot, and I really like the beats and how hype it is. And I grew up with a lot of that. I listen to a lot of trap music. It's because I was really involved in that stuff in my past life too, And I know I'm talking as past life as in like there's a whole nother life, but I don't look at the Siva now as my, how I was like 15 years ago or 10 years ago. I don't look at me as the same person. But back then, I listened to a lot of Migos. I listened to a lot of Travis Scott and all of those artists. And, I am doing the best I can now to veer away from that, but there are times where I still do listen to that. Like let's say if I have a really lit trading day, shit man, I'm playing some Pop Smoke and I'm getting giddy, I'm getting hype and shit. But majority of the time, like even when I'm in the gym, I'm listening to Bring Me the Horizon, I'm listening to Linkin Park, because that's the only times I really listen to music. Otherwise, like even during my trading time and stuff, like, I'm not really listening to music like that. Like, I'll listen to beats like this. I'll listen to classical music. I'll listen to a podcast. But overall, in general, with music, I don't really listen to it as much as I used to anymore. Also, I'm very cautious about what I allow my son to listen to. So that's the other thing, So there's all of that. Well, here we go. Just got to be patient. Just got to be patient. But yeah, I always, but I'm working on that though. But you brought up a very valid point, my friend Mario. You did. I agree with you, hundo. Has having your son impacted your view on health, or were you aware? I was aware, but it made me take it more seriously because I learned, because to be honest with y'all, like I said, I used to eat a lot of like unhealthy stuff, from like I was a junk food maniac, fam. Like seriously, candy, Oreos, cookies, Skittles, like name it, like sugary cereals, man. I used to eat like Frosted Flakes like all the time, family. Like you guys know how it is. You smoke a blunt, you're home, but you don't want to make any food. What do? You go to the kitchen, you grab a bowl of cereal with milk. Tell me any of y'all haven't done that. And I've done that so much, right? And it was very challenging. But now that I have my son, even prior to me having my son, myself and my girlfriend, like we really did start shifting into vegan. And, when I went vegan, the main reason why I did that is because I wanted to cleanse my body. I wanted to just eat fruits, eat vegetables, so I could remove all of the gunk and stuff in my colons. And, I don't want to get too give you guys too much TMI here, but like I cleanse my colon, guys. I shit out stuff that like I didn't even know was in my colon. Like it wasn't poop. It was like gunky stuff. And when you do a colon cleanse and it comes out, like you guys should look in the toilet. This is all residue of food that's been in your system for like 10, 15 years. And people think I'm joking when I say that, but there's a reason why your gut is at the bottom, why people get like they start getting fat or they grow like the gut. It's because that's where your intestines are. And remember, if your body can't digest it properly, it's going to linger in your intestines. And we're talking about years of this stuff, right? So, when I started shifting into vegan and stuff, that's when I started to learn more about food. Really, after I learned about trading, I went down the smart money rabbit hole in general, and I started to see smart money everywhere, right? You guys know this. Smart money isn't just on the charts. They're in every single product you use. They're in everything. The media. They're in the food that you eat. Everything, right? That smart money is in everything. The clothes, right? Like polyester clothes literally has small microfibers in them. That's why, me personally, I lean more towards cotton and stuff now. So that's when I started to learn more about food. And then once my girlfriend and I decided to have a child, that's when we started to go down rabbit holes of how birth is being done and all of that. So yes, it made me even more aware because I wanted to put my son in a position of, okay, well now, it's like knowing and not doing. If I know that all of these things are not the greatest for me, why would I give that to my son, right? So I started to then shift that as well. So yes, it made me more aware and more cautious, and now I even go the extra mile. You know what I mean? Gotta switch up black or brown rice. Yeah, you do, AD. Trust, fam. And here's the other thing. You'll notice that you'll eat less too. So here's the other thing that people don't look at. They're like, oh, buying the wild rice, it's so much more pricey than white rice. That's facts, but what would you rather do? Pay the couple of dollars more now? Or would you rather pay hundreds, maybe not thousands of dollars later in medical bills, to fix your issue? You tell me, right? Because that's what ends up happening. People are like, oh, yeah, I'm only in my 20s. I'm not sick right now. I'm good. But then the 30s, 40s run around, and that's when they start to feel it because you've been eating the same junk for 30, 40 years, right? So that's the way I look at that. My bad. I can go on a tangent with the whole food thing because I'm really passionate about that. Wouldn't Euro USD be ready to sell in that 1 hour trap candle? Buying volume is depleting in the 15 and 5 minute. It's possible, but I think the accumulation is going to overall rule this. We also did buy at a low of the day. So it is possible, but I can't really see that because we're originally reacting off this hourly trap candle. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to justify this. If this were to play out, though, like I would need to see a strong break on a 15 or 5 minute. Like obviously if this comes down, I'm going to get hit out break even anyways, but like a break like that is what signify the short for me. Maybe you could look for the 5 minute break too, but especially with dollar trickling down, it's really hard for me to justify that personally. But hey, you do you. Don't let me veer anyone's bias. Ace Hood was always a motivational rap. Yeah, I liked Ace Hood. I'm getting at, I've been with Trade House for 2 to 5 years. Everyone says 1-to-1 is shit, but I can't hold longer than 30 minutes. So I tried scalping and I'm becoming profitable, but I don't do big TA. So it feels like I'm gambling more than if you do top down. That's why I don't feel like a trader and more lucky, even though I'm a veteran. So, really looking at this, it's like okay, let me put it this way. I've known people that have traded smart money longer than me, right? And they haven't seen profitability, but it's not because of the concepts. It's because of psychology. Because these concepts work. These 1-to-5s, 1-to-10s, 1-to-15s, 30s, 100s even. I've seen people do it. But to hold the trade, to get out of the trade, to be able to, that part is all psychology. Remember, buying and selling is only 20% of the journey. 80% is psychology, money management, having the mental to hold trades, to partial when you're supposed to partial. These are all things that take time. And maybe in these last, you've been with us for like 2.5 years. My bad. I said 2 to 5 years. I meant to say 2.5 years. You put a comma there. I know you guys in Europe, you guys don't use dots. You guys use commas and stuff. So that kind of tripped me out. But, maybe in these last 2.5 years, you haven't been practicing the psychology side, the journaling side. Because journaling is what inevitably helped me become better with holding trades and stuff. Because now I'm journaling, oh, I got in this setup, but because I got out of it early, that's the reason why your risk reward messes up and stuff too. So I would really look at that and really journal every single setup and how you go about managing it. Because a lot of people don't journal their managing at all. Like, literally, majority of people do not journal their management. They literally just journal, oh, I felt good about the setup, but I got hit stop loss. But they don't go deeper than that. Like, why did you hit stop loss? Was it because, you managed, maybe you moved your stop loss too early. Maybe you entered a trade because of fear. Maybe you thought you won a trade yesterday, but now you're feeling over. Like, there's so many other factors that you need to take into consideration. That's how I feel about that. And like I said, I think management is something that people lack on journaling in general. But, there's nothing wrong with a 1-to-1. Like, when I'm scalping, there are times where I'll walk away with a 1 to 2.5 or something like that. But it's like I have a different risk potential for that. Like, I'm not risking my regular amount. It's like those intraday scalping trades are more me using that towards trades that are based off the higher time frame, and I'm trying to get into those. You know what I mean? That's why I don't feel like a trader more. Yeah, so I feel that, because you're not allowing the probabilities to play in your favor. I'm waiting for it to come to the 15-minute insta candle to possibly short. Oh, on Euro? Yeah, so, me personally, based off of this 15, like, I'm already break even, so if it doesn't give me what I want and your guys' trade plays out, then cool. Unless if you guys are talking about this 15-minute up here. All right, we'll see. Dollar is starting to trade up. So, it did come into the lower part of that hourly. Now, my question is just, how is it going to react in this imbalance now? Because, we created, these are the imbalances, right? So, are we going to just tear through these, or is there room for us to fill some of this to then go lower? Because right now, the structure still looks bare to me, right? 15-minute broke. We came back, broke down. So, we could see retracement break down again. Or unless if this is the move to then break this structure, and then we're going to go bullish, right? But considering it's Friday and all of that, I really do think that this is going to continue trending. That's just my personal opinion. But just, going back to that real quick. Yo, Andy, what's good, fam? Haven't talked to you in a hot minute, Brody. How you doing, bro? Hope it's blessed up there in the north. Thanks for showing love, fam. Appreciate you always. AD, I think we as all people, I think we all part of that life. We're all a part of that life. I'm not sure, AD, what you're commenting to there. My bad. I'm just reading it now. I've had at least five transformations. Grateful to where I'm at. We all should be. Facts. Yep, dollar's tanking. Facts. You live at 10 or 12? I'll be live at 12 p.m. Eastern on Go Live. So we still got time. We've been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes so far. We're just kicking it, Watching dollar play out, watching euro play out. We had our analysis. Now we're just waiting to see if it plays out. What's gold doing? Didn't check that out yet. Ooh. Interesting. So gave us a reaction off that 5 minute. Looks like it gave about a 1 to 3, 1 to 4, and now we're flipping again. Yeah, so today is really chop. Yeah, I gave it 1 to 4. Today is very chop.
So we'll see. Like, if we are bullish on gold for the day, to me, like, we would need to hold this candle. But I'm not looking to take that personally because I'm already in euro. So I wouldn't want to double down on the same bias on risk personally. That's just the way I kind of, do my risk and stuff. Just want to make sure I'm break even and stuff. So the market does come and hit me back again. That's fine. Some days you just hit multiple break evens. That's cool though. Break even is still better than a loss. So it's all about position management, So for the ones that did possibly, pull trigger alongside myself, we did get in off this 15-minute candle here. So for me, it's like, we did get a new high here as well. Unless if euro really comes down and it runs this and then goes. But I don't know about that. I feel like this would automatic because we had the absorption and everything. So I really like the fact that we would just continue. And also based off the 15-minute, it's like this would be the higher low we would need to respect, in my opinion, to go. So if it breaks this, that's going to essentially take me out break even, but that's fine. Because to me, the entry was valid. Now, if y'all did take the short, and it plays out like that, well, you guys are winning as well. And we can see what it does here as well on the 5-minute. Maybe it doesn't want to do that. Today's range is going to be so tight that it comes down, runs this liquidity one more time, and then it goes. That could be a possibility. That would mean dollar needs to come up higher, though. Right? So we'll see how that plays out. But that original thought on dollar trading lower, sometimes I honestly feel like I should just trade DXY itself. Because, this was just spot on. Us getting a reaction off the gap. 70. Give about almost a 1-3 if you were to just trade that. Interesting play there. Yeah, we'll see what euro does. Does look like it really wants to yeet lower. The way it's printing right now. We got 5 more minutes on this candle. We'll see how it reacts. Been there, PB&J sandwiches too. Yeah, facts. They're in the music system, yep. How do you clean your system out like that? So, Adnan, I would look into colon cleanses. You can, literally Google it. There's a lot of, natural colon cleanses you can do. Or message me on the side. I'll send you over the colon cleanse that I have. Look at gold, bro. Yeah, we've been looking at it. I just, for me to justify the short, it's we did break the 5, but this would have been kind of just like a Fibonacci entry type thing, Oh, I hit the 70, I'm going to take a short type shit. It's just hard for me to justify an entry in here. That's what I was talking about. I saw the short potential, but trying to justify the entry would have been challenging. We did technically come in this itty bitty imbalance in here, but it's all hindsight at this point. It was harder for me to justify an entry here. My question is more lower R to R, but win 70-80% of trades. I go for... Well, if you're 70 to 80% accurate and you're still taking 1-to-1s, that still makes you profitable. I don't see what you mean by the whole real trader thing, though, because there's traders out there that do take 1-to-1s and they're profitable. Shit, there's millionaires out there that take 1-to-1s and they're profitable. So, to me, it's just trading with the 1-to-4, 1-to-3 or higher. It just makes your probabilities better. But if you're 70 to 80% accurate with 1-to-1s, that still makes you profitable, right? So... Okay, so how do you stop other people focusing on what they think about you? I don't really care about other people's opinions, so that's irrelevant to me. I want to do what works for me, so I feel like you should do the both for yourself as well. At the end of the day, yeah, like you said, you know, it just matters how are you profitable or not. That's the main thing that should matter. I don't think other people's opinions should ever justify. You should ever justify someone, because, yeah, like literally, there's so many traders out there that take 1-to-1s. Shit, there's traders out there that take negative risk to reward and they're profitable. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's what setup works for you. You know, me personally, I don't take 1-to-1s like that. There are times I do, but that's based off of like money management and stuff. But the thing that I've seen work the best for me is taking 1-to-4, 1-to-5s, because my accuracy is only actually 30%. Like, my average accuracy is literally 30%. There are times and months where I will get 40, 50%, but majority of the time I'm 30%. So if I'm 30% accurate in the market, but I have a 1-to-5 risk to reward, I'm still going to be profitable. You know what I mean? But, you know, let's say if you're a 1-to-1 risk to reward, but you're 70 or 80%, you know, accuracy, you're still profitable. So it's like, it wins both case scenarios. Right? So, but yeah, you know, it's also about managing your losses and stuff too. Like, for example, you know, we took Euro buys. This might hit me out BE. But see, if I entered this wrong, let's say, you know, I didn't set a limit off of this candle and I decided, oh, I'm going to wait for a reaction and then I'm going to get in. Let's say if I entered on the body of this candle. Now, when it comes back like this, I'm most likely going to take a smaller loss because, you know, I didn't justify my stop correctly and I didn't justify my entry correctly. So, yeah, the money management side comes in too. How are you breaking even? Are you negating your losses? Are you giving yourself, you know, when the trade is going against you, but, you know, your stop is still open, are you able to justify that the technicals are showing you that you're wrong, and are you able to lower your loss, or are you going to let the whole thing hit your stop loss? Like, there's so many ways that you could really look at, you know, that side too. So it looks like, you know, dollar might not respect our imbalancer, which is fine. We'll see. We're right in it right now. Yeah, I'm going to most likely get hit BE here. It's like literally jumping around my entry area. That's fine. I took 2 break-evens with y'all live today, so it is what it is. Gold's giving a nice reaction off that 5-minute as well. GU was clean on the 1 minute. 1 minute candle filled the imbalance, took the liquidity. Look at the volume too. Let's take a look. Holy moly, this was just a whole lot of mumbo jumbo. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, nice buying climax. I see you on that. This is a wild New York session. We're still trading in the exact same range. As good as it possibly could be. In the north, love as always, brother. Yo, much love, Andy. We got to link up when you're in Florida one of these times, bro. For sure. Do you think it's distribution to accumulate on dollar? That's how it looks to me. Like, that's what we were justifying earlier, Sadim, is that, is this distributing right now to reaccumulate, or are we simply just doing a retracement to then go lower? Right? So that's why I was telling y'all, like, it's always better to be at the top or the bottom. You know? So to me, if you were buying dollar, last night would have been ideal, or London today. If you're shorting dollar, pre-New York would have been your way. You know? And I was on the side of shorting dollar because that's when I woke up today. So, like, my entries are based off of the distro thought with the beginning of the day. You know? But I'm going to start deleting some of this so it isn't so, like, messy everywhere. But yeah, the original thing that we also identified on the dollar was this massive sell-off here. So like, we were able to justify both sides. Let me kind of clean this up here a little bit because there's a lot going on. Let's just delete all this. So this was the other thing we were justifying earlier, right, on the stream. All right, so that's the high of the day. This is the low of the day, right? So the other thing we were justifying on the stream, yes, we did get, actually, you know what? Probably shouldn't delete everything. Yes, we did get buying climax UT test and potentially the LPSY for us to go lower, right? But we also saw this absorption here, right? So like you said, there could be potential reaccumulation. But the question was, for me now is, we're literally where we're at. Like, if we break above these highs, then yeah, I could see it. But as of right now, that imbalance that we had marked up, that's where, we're reacting. So, it's kind of harder to justify the buy or the sell when we're in the middle of the range. Like, if we were to just literally fib this range here, you guys can see we're literally trading 50,618, right? So I rather justify buys, and I always talk about this a lot. I justify buys at the bottom of a range, and I justify sells at the top. It's harder for me to justify what's going to go on in the middle because this is where you'll have accumulation and distro fighting each other. But as of right now, just speaking about it from a logical standpoint in my personal trading plan and the way I look at things, we have a low of the day and we have the high of the day. Now, we swept the high. Most days I like us attacking the low. Right? It's like what happened yesterday and the day before, right? Yesterday, what do? We maintained the high of the day and we continued going down to attack the low, right? Continued going lower and lower, right? And then what do we do today's trading day? We ran the previous day's low. Now we're running higher. So now, that's kind of where my head's at with that. I take one-to-ones all the time, just about consistency. Also about how, yeah, facts. My bad, Andy. I just noticed you typed all that. Looks like we have the same agreements on that one. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, me and someone else in the stream could be in the exact same trade. You could have taken a loss on a trade, and I could have won. It's literally all about management. Thank you. Thanks for going live. This helped. No, I got you, fam. When are you coming to Cali, San Diego specifically? Yo, we got to see about that one. Yeah, Cali. I've been to Cali a lot. I love Cali, but it's just the time zones for trading really mess me up. But to come and visit, I like Cali, though. I like the West Coast. Cali's dope. I've been to LA a few times. San Francisco. Looks like I just got hit out BE, which is fine. Well, actually, it's like right at my stop. It's like right there. Right at my entry and stop. Might get hit break even there. But yeah, I guess today was a weird day, to be honest. Like, I really thought we were going to go lower. And it's not even, like, we're just literally playing games right now. That's Friday price action for you. On top of that, today's the last day of the month. So, either way, though, even if dollar goes down, like I've been saying, NU, EU buys, or our buys that we had from earlier this week, still paid. So, just to give you guys some more, bias based off what we've been talking about with the whole management and stuff. So think about it. If, for me, I took NU buys this week. So, being in profit on the week, right? If I'm going to come in and risk a small amount of that profits to, maybe get a euro buy here, it's like, even if this buy hits me break even, who cares? I'm still in profit for the week. If this buy goes in profit and it hits my TP, now I'm even in more profit than I was this week, right? But even if EU hits me out stop loss, I'm still profitable for the week. So there's that justification too, right? How did you do for the week? How's your money management in the week? 1000%, bro. Next time I'm in the States, I'm going to shout you out. Got to come meet your boy. Nah, I will, fam. I'm in Miami pretty often, too. Like, I'm at least there like three times a year, I feel. Most years. 2 to 3 times a year. I was supposed to be in Orlando, but I had some personal shit I had to take care of, so I wasn't able to be out there. Gold looks so nasty on the hourly. No, I agree. Chop Nation. Like, look at that. Now we're respecting this. Probably did like a 1 minute. 1 minute razzle dazzle. But yeah, it's actually crazy, Andy. I didn't know you were doing 1-to-1s and stuff. But see, like, Andy is somebody that's been a part of Trade House. And he's a full-time trader and stuff now too. And you guys can see, like, he's profitable doing that. Right? So he figured out something that works for him. So, it's anything can literally work for anybody. There's no right or wrong way of attacking the markets. Some people aren't even good at margin trading like this on a day-to-day basis. Some people are just good at buying and holding long-term, like stocks and crypto and stuff. That's where I personally made my first big bucks was stocks and crypto. Right? Or not stocks, my bad. Crypto and like NFTs. That's where I made my first set of big bucks. I did have times where I did make money off trading, but the biggest gains that I actually had was me buying a certain coin, buying Sandbox, the coin itself. I didn't, go into the land too much back then, but I just bought the coin and I held the coin, and that was some of my biggest gains, but I had to hold it for like a year and a half, right? So there's different ways of how to trade too. Like how do you trade and invest? Are you more of a long-term person? Are you a shorter-term person, right? And it's all justified on the person. Maybe you're not able to hold trades because you're an impatient person overall. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's just your, the way you are, right? Maybe you just overall are an impatient person. So maybe, being that type of person, maybe that's the reason why you're better off being a scalper, right? Whereas let's say if you are more patient, maybe that's why you're a good swing trader. Right? So it's based off of personality as well. Keep thinking the thought of retracement for the new month, and I'm more leaning on dollar being bullish for some reason for some time and short on majors, except gold. It ain't loyal on dollar. Yeah, gold, you guys got to also remember a lot of people are going towards gold right now because of so much uncertainty in the world. Right? That's why things like crypto are still booming and stuff. Because remember, if there's an attack on the fiat system, people are going to go towards safe havens like gold, like crypto, right? These things are going to be more of that safe haven type asset when there's attacks being happened on dollar, my bad, on the fiat side. So there's that justification you need to have too. Yeah, man, Chef was just beautiful today. This was something I neglected to pull today. Like, I had it marked up. I just wasn't confident taking this off a 2-minute because I didn't get a 5-minute break. Like, if I got this, I would have got in no problem, right? I would have got in. But because I only got a 2-minute, it was kind of hard for me to justify this. So it's nice seeing the bias play out. I just didn't have the entry for that today. If I took that, I was like a 1-to-16. I probably wouldn't have held it that long for the 16, though. Partial, probably, most likely. But yeah, the fact that the dollar's hanging out here so long, like, I feel like it is most likely going to break up. But if it does that, then, there's these imbalances and stuff. But yeah, today is Friday. I'm more excited for next week anyways, like I've been saying. We have a lot of news next week, so I'm excited. A lot of volatility, Chef CPI. We got USD PMI next week, Aussie rates, NZD rates, USD PMI. We got CAD NFP, and then we have actual NFP. So, and it's the beginning of a new month. You guys know how the first two weeks of a month be. Keeping the thoughts of, yeah, yes, sir. All love to Trade House fam. Find what works best for you. Lock in and remain consistent. Yep, facts. Facts, Andy. Yo, take care, bro. Happy to see you on here, fam. Much love. We do got to link up soon, bro. I don't know if you're still here, but were you able to, you still have your Beamer, or did you get rid of it? I'm assuming you're probably out by now, but bro, can you please do a quick analysis on Lucid? Just want to see your perspective. I remember you were asking me about this. I think it was in here. Right? So Lucid is looking good now, though. Like, based off the stuff that I look at fundamentally. Or not fundamentally, sorry, technically. See, that's the SC. So this could go up. And this is what we were talking about, I think, on that Zoom call as well. Like, we were trying to justify if this low was going to get taken or some sort of accumulation. I believe it was like a daily or weekly time frame. I can't remember. But we were talking about, I think, this area. But yeah, we are under IPO price. So, like I was overall mentioning even to you back then, Sadim, I think this is still in a nice place to buy and accumulate overall because it's under the IPO price. Smart money buys under IPO. Right? So, you know, selling climax, spring-wise, it's all there. You know, maybe we can get a break back up. It retraces and then goes. But, yeah, this looks nice at the moment. But yeah, to me, it's like even just being under, you know, once again, that IPO price to me is ideal. You know, you're in a way better buy position buying now than obviously up here at $56. Oh, you took the ride to $18? Nice. Yeah. So, you know, like that was nice. And this actually gave the break to the upside on the daily. So it's like down here to me is like, you know, based off a daily and a weekly, this could be that next move up. I broke even on EU entry. Gonna wait for further confirmation. Yup. How does it feel to have six figures? My friend says when you don't have it, you think it will feel great, but once you have it, it's a process specific and it's not transition, thus normal. So now, okay, so to me, here's the way I look at it. And I think a lot of investors say this in general. Once you make your first 100K after that, it's like smooth sailing. And the reason why is because of the fact that you did, like you said, right? You trusted the process and you went through the process. And to me, it's like, once you go through that process, you're now to get to the mill, you kind of know what you got to do. Now you just got to, you know, do the extra, like now it's just the numbers at that point. You do the same thing. Now it's just obviously bigger numbers. Right? But yeah, like my first big play was Sand and Vivi. Trading wise, the first ever massive trade that I ever had was shorting gold back here. This was actually back when, you know, Andy was a part of Trade House and stuff as well. So back in 2020, taking shorts off of this. And, you know, I did a 1 minute entry in there, and it was like my first ever actual 1-to-100 trade. I didn't hold the whole 1-to-100. I partialed, of course, and I took it to below this wick. That was my first ever actual proper trade. And just as quick as I made that money, this was actually a learning thing for me. Like, you know, I risked higher than what I was supposed to, and then I didn't fumble the whole bag, but I ended up fumbling some of it. But, you know, I learned from that. And then the other major play for me was Sandbox. You know, back when Jordan and Zach and them were talking about it, This was like early 2020, late 2019, or sorry, late 2020. You know, when we were at like 5 cents, 10 cents, like we were in here. Right, and that's when they were talking about Sandbox. So this was that one big play for me. Now, I didn't hold everything or all of it up there or anything, but, you know, if I did that, shit, I would have probably made, like, I would have probably been a millionaire if I just bought down here and held all of it. But I did partial on my way up. But, yeah, this is something I needed to be really patient on. You know, this played out. It took, like, freaking almost a year and a half, right, to really play out. Yeah, this was something more patient for me to wait and stuff because it was more believing in the vision, right, of what Sandbox could be. And then VV, same thing, you know. VV, I could have actually done better on taking profit. Like, I still was able to walk with a decent amount with that, but I could have done better. But yeah, you know, but this was like VV and Sandbox were patient plays. Like, we had to hold it for like a year and a half. But, you know, to answer your question, now that I've done this and I've seen it, now I know I could hit the million. You know, I could hit the 10 mil. I could hit the 100 mil. Because it's literally the same process. I just got to be smarter with the numbers again. Man, today is so choppy. No cap. Like, this is crazy. We're just literally chilling. Crazy, my broker did not hit me out. Like, I'm still in this, by the way. Like, I don't know how I didn't get hit out because my limit was off of this candle. Oh, actually, no. My limit triggered a bit lower. Now I'm looking at my MT4. It's like right there. Am I still in? Oh, I'm still on the other broker too. See how that goes. Yeah, end of the month shenanigans. I'm not really too concerned about this trade right now. Like, if it's break even, if it goes in our direction, awesome. We were able to experience this live. If it doesn't, hits me break even, whatever. We still had a good time on the stream. It did give a nice 1 to 3. Yeah, if you took your 3-minute entry, bro, yeah, that gave a nice move there. I feel that. We were targeting the same highs and stuff. So it looks like now Euro's going to hit me out. Dollar might be letting loose. Yep. It is what it is. There you go. We got hit out break even twice today. That's fine. There's your end of the month dollar bull. Right around 10 o'clock. Curry chicken for lunch today? Yo, that's blessed. So what could I have done better? Because now I'm reflecting on the day, right? Because I'm not gonna take any more setups. For today, like I'm good on the day. But now I'm gonna do some reflection with y'all. You know, what could I have done better? Well, I feel like I could have, because I was uncertain, maybe I could have averaged in buys on $2. So, you know, maybe I could have attempted the London short. Right, I could have hedged. That's one way I could have moved with this. Gold did give me the bear bias as well early. I just didn't accept it. But it was also the fact that I didn't get the entry area. You know, I didn't get my ideal position that I like seeing. Like, I like seeing a 5-minute break, a nice 5-minute candle. But for me to justify an entry, this is a pretty big candle. So that's why it was hard for me to justify that. That's what I could have done better. The other thing I could have done better on as well is actually attempting USHEF off of that 2-minute instead of trying to wait for a 5-minute break. That's another thing I could have done better on today. And then USC Cat, I wasn't really looking for anything. Oh, yeah, USC Cat shorts yesterday played out for us. Forgot to mention that. We had a short off of this imbalance here. If you played the candle afterwards, too, that gave a nice move. But off the imbalance that we had yesterday, I think it gave about a 1 to 4 almost. Yeah, 1 to 4. So this was a nice play yesterday, if you guys were here live with me. So you know, so far for the streams, we had UCAD hit our targeted area. Euro and gold, based off the session today, hit us break even. So that's fine. 1 win, 2 BEs. That's cool. It's cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah, Euro would have been a nice short. I guess I should have, and that's the other thing, I should have stuck with my end of the month bullish dollar bias as well. It's just this distro going into a cum really kind of fooled me. But this is what I look for. It's just I kind of neglected it, I guess. And also, it didn't come down to like the candle all the way. Like that would have made me more confident. But it's fine though. Overall, good day. I'd rather take BE than take a loss, you know? All right, family. You know, we've been here for a good bit. I do have to stream in an hour anyways, so if y'all are part of the community, you know, I'll see y'all in a little bit. If you guys want to get access to my mentorship, feel free to go on my channel. You know, my website's there, and you guys can connect with me on Instagram or Wix or Facebook or whatever. But yeah, y'all have an amazing day. I will see y'all on the stream for the ones that are a part of the community. And, you know, if you guys aren't, I will see you on the next stream on Tuesday. Everybody take care. Peace.